Hey there, Michael Harris here, and today I want to talk to you about how to create your first WSO as an ebook. And so let's just go ahead and get started. So let's talk about why ebooks can be the best WSOs to create. Creating a simple ebook can be one of the best ways to create a WSO for sale on the Warrior Forum. Now, people like to buy ebooks because many of them are short, to the point, and they provide answers that buyers are looking for to enhance their internet business. And it really just involves 5 easy steps that almost anyone can do. So let's talk about those. And here they are. Number 1, you need to develop the right mindset. Number 2, you need to research ebook ideas. Number 3, create the ebook. Number 4, write the sales letter. And number 5, list your ebook for sale and launch. It's just that simple. And so let's talk about what's the purpose of launching WSOs. What's the main purpose of doing that? Well, the main purpose is, quite frankly, to build a buyer's list. Now, once you have a buyer's list, you can scale up for even bigger profits by sending emails to your list in the future. And these can be for your own products and affiliate offers as well. This is a real business. Now let's talk about step 2, which is research ebook ideas. First of all, you want to find out what others have done by going to thewarriorforum.com and go through the main discussion and Warrior Special Offers section. You want to look for common trends such as keywords, topics that people are interested in learning more about. Look at the headlines and look at the headlines that get your attention and the topics with a lot of posts. And just simply ask this question: what problems do people want solved? And then make an action plan. Make a list of at least 10 topics that need a solution. And so here we are at thewarriorforum.com, and I just want to briefly show you how to quickly get some ideas for topics for your ebook. All you really need to do is you can go to the main Internet Marketing Discussion Forum, and you can also go to Warrior Special Offers. So let's go to both and check them out. So on the main discussion forum, what you want to do is you want to look at the different threads that are out there, and you want to look at what people are talking about. And of course some of these will appeal to you and some of them won't. So you should have to find out what are some hot topics that are out there right now. This is an interesting topic. Need help here, going crazy. Obviously this is something that's really bothering people. So you could, check on that. And just kind of go through here and see what people are talking about. Here's one: trying to succeed on Teespring, for example. Can someone show me a method to really make money on the internet? I'm going to click on that and just see what pops up. This is obviously someone who's very frustrated, and they're like a lot of people out there. They're wanting to make money on the internet, and they're quite frankly just tired of all the scams and all the being misled and all the hype, quite frankly, of sales letters and everything that's going on out there. People promising them the moon and not delivering anything. So yeah, this is obviously a good post to follow. So I would go through here, I'd read through all these posts and see if people have some real solutions on making money online. Okay, and so for example, this person is talking about some ways that you can do it, make money online. There are legitimate ways to make money online. The problem is that the real ways to make money aren't get-rich-quick schemes, and that's exactly what this person's talking about. And so just go through here, read some of these posts, for example, and see what you can come up with, and take notes. Put that in your research. Another option is to simply go to the Warrior Special Offers section, which is the WSO section, and just see what people are offering for sale. Okay. Obviously, if there are a lot of hot topics here that you can tell that people are interested in, then definitely you can click on those and find out what they're selling. And this will give you some product ideas as well. So you can see, people at this time of the video recording. People talking about Amazon, people talking about, just all kinds of things. If you're writing an ebook, you want to put something in there that people can just take it and run with it. Something that'll really help them out and really help them see results right away. So definitely go through here, go through the Warrior Special Offer section, and see what's available here as well. And as I mentioned earlier, just simply make a list of at least 10 topics that need a solution, and use those topics to do your research. Okay, let's go ahead and go on to the next part, which is step 3, create the ebook part 1. So basically what we're going to do is first we're going to research the content that goes into our ebook. Okay, then we're going to create our ebook and put it in a PDF format. Now, if you watch some of my other videos, I've shown you how to do that, exactly how to put it in a PDF format. Number two, we're going to basically take this researching mindset. We're going to pretend for a moment. I mean, just close your eyes for a minute and just think about it. Pretend that you're back in school and your teacher has told you to write a research paper on a topic. Except this time the topic is internet marketing. Okay, what would you do? Well, what you'd want to do if you're doing internet marketing is probably look at several online sources, such as the Warrior Forum, YouTube, Warrior Plus, and do your research as I've been showing you, and basically put it into your own words. Okay, put your own spin on it. You don't want to plagiarize it or copy other people's work, but you want to take a little bit here and a little bit there and put it in your own words and simply write your report. Step 3, create the ebook part 2. Well, now that we've researched and written down plenty of notes on our topic, now it's time to organize everything into a logical order. So how can you do this? Well, one of the first ways to do this is through OpenOffice. And OpenOffice is a great free software tool that you can use to organize your report into a PDF format. Just simply Google OpenOffice and you'll find it. Download it, put it on your computer, and you've got it. I mean, that's all you need to do. Now, if you already have a word processing software such as Word, or if you're an Apple, you have Pages, then that's just as good. You can definitely use that as well. And if the newer version of the software that you have converts it to a PDF format, then certainly use that. Now, there are two ways to really organize your report, and one is a chronological order or as a resource guide. So let's talk about those for a minute. If you're going to organize your report in a chronological order, basically you're going to organize your ebook in a way that explains everything in a matter of steps. So if you have a very specific step-by-step method that you're talking about, then this is probably the best way to go. For example, one of my WSOs, I wrote down the 5 major steps that you would need to know in order to create your first WSO. And so here's an example of chronological order. So for example, in this demonstration, I've written down the steps for creating an ebook for this particular presentation. All right, and I wrote out the 5 major steps, and you would see what you need to know in order to create your first ebook. All right, so here are the steps in the chronological order. If you're following this format, number 1 is to develop the right mindset. Okay, number 2, research ebook ideas. Number 3, create the ebook, and that's the one we're on right now. We're talking about that. Number 4 is write the sales letter, and then number 5 is list your ebook for sale and launch. I've shown you chronologically how to do this. I've shown you the steps and the order to do this in, and there you go. So chronological order does work well for a lot of people. Now, the other kind of order that you want to talk about is you could organize it as what's called a resource guide. And when you organize your ebook as a resource guide, you're going to organize it in a way where you're creating a resource guide that does what it says. It's a resource. Okay, so quite frankly, the steps really don't matter. It doesn't matter what's first and what's second, because it's just like any other resource out there. You're just going to use it as a reference guide. For example, you may have researched several different ways to get traffic to your offer. Well, if that's the case, then you can list those down. You can list all the different ways to get traffic to your offer, and it doesn't really matter what order they're in. You're just listing them kind of as a reference, as a resource. And so here's an example of that. Top 5 ways to get traffic as a resource guide. Maybe number 1, you want to create YouTube videos. Okay, number 2, write a blog. Number 3, use Facebook. Number 4, write articles. And number 5, buy solo ads. Now, write the top 5. The top 5 really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what order you put these in, because all you need to do is just explain the method that, what's involved in that method, and just do what your research says is, has worked best, and then just go down the list. That's really all you need to do. Again, the steps doesn't matter. The steps do not matter. Okay, it's mainly just putting it out there for people to look at, and then they can choose themselves if they want to use that resource or not. So again, with a resource guide, a simple explanation is really all you need of how each method works. Put the different links in there to helpful YouTube videos or other websites, and then explain that process a little bit better in your report. And so, simply remember that this is a resource guide, and you don't have to give a complete description of everything on each method. I mean, just present it to your reader, and then let them decide how to use it. Okay, so let's talk about the next step, which is create and organize your ebook. Now, no matter which method you choose, create a simple outline to follow whenever writing a report, and then organize that research into an outline. Okay, it's really just that simple. So if you're outlining an ebook, here's what I use for all of my ebooks. Page 1 is usually the cover of the report. Okay, so if you have, you can just simply be your title page. Here's the cover of your report. Here's your ebook. If you want to put a, like an ebook cover on there, that's fine. You could certainly do that. Might make it look a little bit nicer. You can go over to Fiverr, get one for $5. Or you could just simply put the title and then you're done. I've seen a lot of great ebooks like that as well. Page 2, about the author. Just tell a little bit about yourself. Okay, how did you come to writing ebooks? I mean, how did you become knowledgeable on this topic? Just talk about it a little bit. Why did you decide to write this ebook? That's something a lot of people want to know. So it establishes your credibility a little bit and tells them why you want to write an ebook and why you're talking about it. Page 3, welcome and introduction. This is a great page to talk about. Why are you doing this? What are you interested? Why are you interested in this topic? And also welcome them. Like in a lot of my ebooks, I say, for example, that I was really tired of buying a bunch of ebooks and buying a bunch of programs that didn't work. So when I told myself that if I found something that really worked for people, then I was going to just tell them how it worked. And I just wanted to tell them in a real straightforward manner. I didn't want people to have to search through 63 pages of an ebook. If I could just tell them exactly what they need to know in 12 pages or 14 pages, and that's kind of how I like to write mine. Just kind of a no fluff example. Just tell them how to do it and not give a lot of fluff or a lot of background. Just show them the steps on doing it. So that's a welcome and introduction of an ebook. Outline of the methods, step by step. Okay, so if you're doing chronological order, just tell them. Okay, number 1, this is how you do it. Number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. 5 steps usually work best. Pages 5 to 15 or beyond, just explain your method. So if you have 5 steps, explain step 1. Okay, that could be page 5 and 6. And page 7 and 8 could be step 2. Explain that. Okay, and so on. Just go through all your steps and explain exactly how they get there, how they get the results that you've obtained. Pages 16, for example, could be a summary. Now that you're at the end of your ebook, just kind of summarize. Tell people this is how you use it and this is the results that you can expect. Page 17 in your ebook, or towards the end there, could be a resource guide. Any links that would be helpful. You could have links to other products. You could have affiliate links in that resource guide. Or you could just have links that are very helpful that maybe some of the resources where you got your information. Okay, so a resource guide would be, you need a page for that in your ebook. And then finally, page 18 of my ebooks, or towards the end of my ebooks, I have a legal disclaimer, and it just basically tells people all the legal stuff that they need to know about reading that ebook. All right, and so that's it. That's the outline for my ebook. It's that simple. So when you're creating an ebook, it's really simple and fairly straightforward. I mean, just do some simple research, write about a topic, and use a word processing software to publish it to PDF. Each new ebook that you create will help you build your buyers list, and it will create an income while you're working, sleeping, or just having fun. Let's talk about writing a sales letter for a minute. In writing a sales letter, what you want to do is look at other sales letters as examples. Okay, you can use a sales letter formula that I use, which is called the PASC formula, and that's problem, agitation, solution, and call to action. Okay, so basically what you want to do there is just simply state the problem, okay, that they're having. Are you frustrated with not making money online, for example? Agitate the problem. Well, what would it mean to you if you could make money online? I mean, isn't it frustrating that you buy something and it says it will help you solve your problem of making money online, but it doesn't? Okay, that's agitating the problem. And then the solution would be your offer. Well, this offer will show you a realistic way to make money online. And if you're interested in knowing the real way to make money online, then purchase this offer. Okay, now you're not going to say it in those exact words, but you get the idea. Call to action would be purchase this offer, or it could simply be find out more information, that kind of thing. Call to action. You want them to take action. Number 3, put it into the warrior form. Type your sales letter directly into the warrior form. That's what I recommend you do. Step 5, list your product for sale and launch. You want to list your product for sale and Warrior Plus. Set up everything as a standalone WSO with no OTOs for your first launch, and then set a launch date. Okay, say I'm going to launch this in 2 weeks, for example. I'm going to launch it in 1 week. Just set a date and do it. Wait for approval and get everything ready for launch day. And then number 4, once you have the approval, launch it. Get it out there. Final thoughts. Well, to sum this up, I just really want you to take a minute and think about this. Imagine creating a WSO that will really make a difference in people's lives and help put a stream of income into your bank account. Now, if you could do that, that'd be a really great feeling, I think, for most people. And by following these simple steps, you can create your first ebook and launch your WSO in just a few short days. It really doesn't take long at all. In fact, if you take action today by creating your first ebook, you could be getting paid for it and launching it as a successful WSO, like I said, in just a few days. And really, you'll be glad you did. I mean, if you would like more information on creating your first WSO, I have a lot more to offer, and I'd love to share it with you. So just go to firstwso.com, and I'll provide you some more helpful tips. In fact, I'll even give you a free video that'll tell you exactly, step by step, how to do this. How to actually create WSOs, get them out there, and make some extra cash so that you can not only help people online, but also help get paid for it and start changing your life for the better. So go to firstwso.com, and I'll be happy to give you some more information. Okay, click on the link below, and we'll see you there.